It was a fun ride, and I don't know, like, it sucks to me it's not over. It's happens, but we have some other topics we have to discuss today. So, if they were really appreciate that. And yeah, so you are going to have to bear with
Got their attention? See the collection coming up in the smoke. Fire them out. Just stay out of their way for now.
Sony's decision, guys.
This poison seems almost to eat away at metal. Maybe that's what drives the machines mad. Might find a way to use it someday.
We gotta talk about that later on. I am just mesmerized by how much Hideo Kojima is talking about his edited Death Stranding stuff.
Brew that up later.
Really interesting is apparently, I'm assuming he's not going to do a new live. Apparently has not edited a trailer for Death Stranding since 2019. So that means that's the teaser trailer we got that was a big dodge. Metal Gear Solid was actually not edited by him. Which is fascinating. I think everybody talk about that. Let's see. Michael Stanford for Sam Gaming as well. Just want to say I really enjoy your videos.
Never know when I might need these. Be fascinating if they weren't looking for me. I can stop tensing up. gonna be a problem over. Done. I know how to override a sawtooth. If I can get in close. I can get out of this.
Oh, that's true, man. Dude, some Xbox fans are gonna be really happy
They're scanning for me. The Forsaken village that Maria spoke of. It's in shambles.
This is what I'm saying. Like, what, Jay, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? At this point, it's like, do you want me to give my honest thoughts, or do you want me to just say, yeah, dude, Sony sucks. I can't believe they're doing this. Sony is just the worst. Like, you're like, oh, you're shilling. Like, I'm not shilling. I don't care how much money Sony's going to save from this. That doesn't affect me. The only thing I care about, because I'll tell you right now, if Sony came out and said, this is what we're doing with the PS5, my only questions would be, okay, is there going to be any negative impact? Am I going to have trouble playing games? Is my console going to overheat? How, is this going to affect the longevity of my console? These are the questions I have. When it comes to how it's going to play games, whether it's going to overheat, these are not going to be problems. There's no way Sony would be like, yeah, we're just going to up the temperature by a couple degrees, and, it may just cause consoles to overheat. It may be the again, but who cares? They're not going to do that. If anything, it's kind of become clear that maybe Sony over-engineered the PlayStation 5 initially. It seems that Sony was very much concerned about keeping the heat under control, because then overclocking the GPU as insanely high as they did, it produces an insane amount of heat, and it's just never really been done before in console. Really, they were very, very concerned about the heat control. But, so I think it just makes way more sense to think maybe they over-engineered it, and it turns out that you actually have a little bit more wiggle room with the heat than they originally made it sound. Because
Here they come. Corrupted washers.
They were the worst product. Like, you guys realize Xbox Series X runs hotter than the PS5, right? Even with this increase, like, do you guys realize that? And you're like, well, if this was Xbox, no, it's not a matter if this was Xbox. It's not that's on offer. So I agree with you 100%.
Here they come. Corrupted watchers.
But that's my fear. I understand what you're getting at, but I'm going to ask you this right now. Again, if Sony makes this decision, and you realize that no one's not going to be on the user end, that's what you get. It's not going to make a difference to what you experience. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. Why would somebody tell me that? Like, we just want to let you know you're not gonna run your like, I literally
Keep quiet
I'd be
now.
like, okay. See, like, if somebody were to say that, at that point, people are just gonna assume, well, they're telling me this because it's American, right? It's not saying it's true. They're definitely
to cleanse this valley of corruption. Time to see if the Carja Fort will let me pass over the mountains.
More user-friendly screw to the base, and they cut down the heatsink a little bit so it's 3 degrees hotter. Okay, like, alright, it's like, maybe G, worse, like, how so? Okay, what does that mean? It's hotter. So, okay, I don't, like, is it gonna cause me any problems? And then, you know what's great? Is people come out here and they're like, but it might, dude. You never know. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, the same can be said for literally any piece of technology that comes out of a person. Who knows? It's funny because people act like Sony literally doesn't do any of this stuff, man. Like, they're just haphazardly like, okay, let's just do this and let's see what happens. Who knows? It could be a catastrophe. I understand
Save these for the trail.
We've seen stuff like that happen before, but look, the Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death, that was like a unique situation, and we have not seen anything like that since. I don't think we'll ever see anything like that again. So I'm not worried about it, man. Are you 36 into Ray are saying the Red Ring of Death because Microsoft money, the only system to use that much money, one mid-range Xbox fans get all crazy. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I just don't get what people want me to do. Like, do they want me to come out and be like, uh-oh, guys, be scared because if you buy this new PS5 model, just keep in mind, you might be buying a 360 again, like an original model 360. You might be in stores in that situation, like, I don't understand, like, do people want me to be mad because Sony as a business is trying to cut costs and make a profit? You want me to be mad at that? Like, I don't care unless it's negatively affecting me. If it's not negatively affecting me, do what you need to do. You're a business, operate the way you need to operate, man. I would do the same exact thing. If it
Sounds
doesn't
like
negatively
fighting.
affect me, then don't
Has
do
something
it.
attacked the Carja Fort?
If I wouldn't know any different, everything, right? Who cares?
corruptly. I need this.
I don't really think it's that serious, you know. Look, I'm not saying you should change your position on how you feel about it. Like, if you're somebody where you're like, I don't like that somebody did this, I'm not saying you should change your position. The only thing I'm going to say is, please don't make a big deal out of it. I won't make a big deal out of it. You shouldn't make a big deal out of it because it's not a big deal. It's really not. I don't think we shouldn't be asking any questions. In fact, for anybody who is an engineer, I'm not an engineer. I'm not 100% familiar with how all the ins and outs of this stuff works. The only question I would have is, does this impact the PlayStation 5 potentially running 3 degrees hotter consistently? Does this have any long-term impact negatively? Could it have any long-term negative impact? Because I'll tell you what, I'm going to tell everybody here listening to this, if you have a PS5, do yourself a favor if you haven't done it yet. If you haven't done it yet, take the white plates or the face plates off of your PS5, clean out the dust collectors, and just dust it out. Because I'll tell you right now, putting the heat aside, if there's anything you should be worried about, potentially causing you some issues in the long run with your PS5, it's that right there. Because I'll tell you, I had my PS5 for less than a year, and I recently took my plates off, and I thought, oh, it's not going to be that serious, maybe just a little dust, just, give it a quick wipe, and I was shocked. I was like, there's a lot of dust in here, dude, and the dust collectors actually work really well. There was a huge chunk, man, that I had to pull out, and I'm like, yeah, that can't be good, but that's normal. That's normal. That's with all consoles, with any electronic, that has airflow. So, my recommendation is, instead of worrying about PlayStation 5 running 3 degrees hotter if you have to get the model, you should worry
Never know
about
when I might need these.
your console properly, take care of it properly, dust it out. Sony literally put dust catchers in this console for that reason. And, I gotta tell you too, so here's why you want to pay attention to dust. I noticed before I cleaned my PS5 out for the first time, I was playing some games like I normally do on my PS5 every night. And sometimes I switch from game to game, and I'm playing, and I'm looking at my screen, and there's like this flicker.
Truly The sun shines upon us this day.
And I was like, this is weird. Why is this doing this? So I switched to a different game to see if it would do the same thing. And it did. And then I just decided I'm going to go to the main menu and see what happens. Sorry, Black Waifus. I'm going to get to your super chat. I apologize. I'll continue my story. I do got to get to the super chats. Black Waifus is saying, honestly, the PS5 bashing is a direct result of people trying to cover Microsoft from the bad Halo news. Yeah, dude, Black Waifus, we're going to talk about Halo a little bit later because we have some stuff to talk about there. This is what I'm saying, like, you're not wrong, dude. People out here freaking out being like, what? My PS5's going to run 3 degrees hotter? Sony's being cheap and wants to make more money and profit? This is absurd. This is absurd, I tell you. Meanwhile, over with Halo, it's like there's the whole civil war going on because of all the weird stuff that's going on with that game. So we'll talk about that. Space D, you're saying nobody, PlayStation fans, they should charge you more. Dude, no one is saying that, bro. Saying, see Heath issue firsthand. No! Dude, Space D, you are twisting my words, bro, and you know it. You know you're twisting it right now. Look, I was playing my PS5, and I'm having these graphical glitches. They're not severe, but I noticed, like, it was happening consistently. I'm playing some Call of Duty, playing some Ghost of Tsushima, playing some Fire Team and whatnot, you know? Playing some Dead by Daylight. I'm just playing all these different games. I'm like, why is it doing this? So I went to the main menu, and I just sat there just to see if it would do it. Because I was like, is it my HDMI? And it wouldn't. There was no flickering, no nothing. So I went back into the game. And when I went into the game, it did it. Switching games. Wouldn't stop. So I'm like, alright, I'm going to turn my PlayStation off. Turn it back on.
The sun risking its ass down here.
For a little bit.
I want to know.
It started doing it again. And I'm like, okay, this is really weird. I'm getting a little bit confused. I'm like, uh-oh. And so I was like looking into it, and I totally forgot. I was like, wait a second. Sony literally put dust catchers into this console.
So,
I'm like, maybe I need to
will you open the gate for me now?
You heard her! Open the gates! And send word to Captain Balan! Where you headed, girl?
West, to Meridian.
And I cleaned it out.
The Way of Broken Stones is a hard run, even in the best of times. You might want to have a word with Captain Balan. He came from Meridian not long ago. You find him in the fort, on a balcony to the left overlooking the valley.
Okay, thanks.
We're the ones who should be thanking you for taking down those machines. Walk in light, Nora.
There's anybody in the chat right now that is well versed on, you know, engineering and how this stuff works. You're saying MBG the masses won't clean the dust out, though. Yeah, I agree, and that could be a problem, and maybe that's where Sony should literally, like...
Move along. We have no need to loiter around. All there is in the new plans.
Like, maybe my console is not particularly dusty, like, you know, I just have a lot of dust accumulation. I don't know, but, you know, maybe Sony...
Captain Balan, the guard at the gate said you'd been to Meridian recently. What can I expect on the trail?
Nothing good. More machines all the time, and our scouts report corruption that way as well. So much for seeing things off. Keep to the roads. They're safe enough. Now, after what you did at the gate, I'll wager you don't scare easy. It's a good quality. I could put it to use, if you don't mind a quick jaunt back east. I know it's bold of me to ask a favor after you just did one, but I can offer you answers in return. If there's anything you need to know about the Sundom.
Never owned a console ever where I haven't regularly dusted it. I feel like it's like a...
What is this place exactly?
Daytar marks the eastern edge of Karja territory. A trading post, a way station. One with an ugly reputation among your people. During the reign of the last Sun King, many Nora were taken captive, then gathered here for transport to Meridian and sacrifice. But the sun set on them. I was appointed by the Sun King Avad to make sure old Karja at this outpost show respect to the Nora.
Where do things stand between your tribe and the Nora now?
Sun King Avad wants peace. So do the matriarchs, I'm told. But old wounds are slow to mend, and both tribes are proud. My task is to make sure there are no further provocations from the Sundom, especially now after while your people recover from this terrible attack, I mean.
What's Meridian like?
It's a changed place. A living city. Nothing like it was during the rule of Sun King Jiran. Avad, our new king, has done all he can to make sure of that. Slavery has been abolished. There's a new alliance with the Oseram. And the Sun Ring, where so many Outlanders were killed, is now a memorial to the fallen.
It sounds as though you approve of the new Sun King.
He is the chosen of the Sun, and what the Sundom needs after 10 years of war. A calming light, not a scouring one. Sun King Jiran would shed blood at any slight. For Sun King Avad, that's a last resort. Lucky for those who slight him. Some whisper in the shadows that he's weak. No. Peace is strength, as the sun shall show.
So the Karja are allied with the Oseram?
Hard to believe, but it's true. Mad Sun King Jiran raided the Oseram for years. Avad managed to get them on his side. He had help, of course. Ursur and Eren played a part. Oseram siblings, bigger than life. They gathered an army to free Meridian. I marched with them. Scaled the North Cliff with my men and secured the Temple of the Sun. Sent Jiran's kestrels and priests packing. Now Oseram are a common sight in the city. And a common sound, too. They sure bicker a lot.
Did an Oseram named Olin come through here?
Twice. He was part of the royal delegation to the Nora. And they passed through on the way, then back. And they brought back stories of a vicious attack on your people. My condolences, of course.
Do you know where Olin is now?
Not exactly. But he was on his way to Meridian. I'm certain of that. Everyone goes to Meridian.
What do you need, Captain?
I sent several patrols east when we got word of corrupted machines there. I'll let them confirm my fears, so I sealed the gates. But it looks like we left some men behind when they were closed. Waleed, tell them what happened.
Machines attacked us near an abandoned Nora village, sir. Lakir told us to pull back. Then I lost sight of the others.
Never seen a Nora woman before, soldier? Have some respect. Report to her, not to me.
Lakir always stresses reporting back, so that's what I did. I felt terrible about leaving them behind.
Now that the gates are open again, I can send someone after them.
I'll see what I can do about your missing men.
I would be grateful, but not as grateful as Waleed. You hear that, lunkhead? You might be off the hook.
Taking out the freeholds one by one.
These machines, the shaman's damn.
I heard you talking about trouble in Banuk lands.
Was that out loud? Ears must be getting worn down from all those long leg blasts. But you heard right. I'm fresh back from the cut, looking for better scavenging and better shards.
I guess you didn't find them up there?
Not with the Banuk wailing about new machines and talking spirits and their purses frozen shut. What's a trade route without trade? It's just a route.
What were these new machines and spirits?
Honestly, I don't even know. Going by the number of Banuk funerals, I'd say the kind you turn away from.
Not really my style.
Well, if you reach my grand old age, you might prefer picking up after hunters in the Sundom. It's warmer, too.
What is this place? The Cut?
When the Karja took up swords and hacked away at the edge of Banuk land, they left the Cut behind.
So a battleground from the war. Like the valley outside the Sacred Land.
Mm-hmm. Mountain Pass in the far north and east will get you there. It's open to outlanders, hardy ones, like you. Just don't expect much of a welcome. Especially not now.
New machines and talking spirits? I'm interested.
Thought as much, just looking at you. Don't say you weren't warned. There's a slip of a trail through the northeastern mountains, past what we call the Grave Horde. You won't miss it. You'll find what passes for a town on the other side. Maybe someone there can talk you out of it.
Maybe. Maybe not. Thanks for the information.
Why won't the Sun King finish them for good? Feral machines everywhere. This is a twilight time indeed. Good luck reconciling a corrupted machine. So the Oseram can make a few trinkets and toys. So I still need a project.